good. No, I love it. I think I've read a book called Zealot about Jesus, and they asked the author, "What do you think Jesus, if he came back, would say to people?" And he said the biggest mistake is that they would worship me instead of God. But I'm
Perfect. Yeah,
simply a messenger,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I happen to believe. I think
You believe that? Wow.
Well, if you negate the fact that he was a human being, you sort of lose the opportunity to realize that God can work through all of us. That we have an opportunity to be an open door through which he comes into the world, of which Jesus was a great example of when we're totally obedient to God, the miracles that God can
Yes,
perform through us.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So I love it. It's been really great.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm loving hearing it right out
Yeah,
of the
please go
Quran
for it.
too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we believe. Like Jesus is the high rank prophet of God. Like you saw that. He's the Spirit of God. He's the Word of God. Exactly what the Christians believe. We believe all that. And
Yeah.
we believe in the miracles of Jesus. And some of the miracles you hear in chapter Mary, even people Christians don't know. Like him, when he's born, he's a newborn baby and he speaks
he's
up.
talking.
He saw that. It's like a
Yes.
minute. People like I talked to one guy who was Catholic. He said, "Wow, I never heard that." I said, "Yes, you believe that."
Well,
He
it's
said,
funny because in the Gospels, Jesus is told to have gone into the temple to teach as a very
Yes,
young
yes,
person.
yeah.
So there's even hints of him being able to do this, even in our own Gospels, his ability to be prophetic at a very young age. So it was kind of nice to see that similarity.
Enjoy it.
I do
How many
think
questions?
Christians do tend to confuse, or I think, like I said, I also love this one over here, the dying on the cross.
Yes.
I think even like in our recent gospel, Jesus is lamenting, "Please, if I don't have to die, I don't want to die." That isn't. And they end up killing him because he was railing against a church that was interested in saving themselves rather than being messengers. So
That's what
it's
we
been
believe. Perfect.
there's a lot of
That's exactly what we
commonalities.
believe. We
Yeah.
believe Jesus.
So we believe that
Nonetheless,
God
it's still
elevated him and raised him and saved him from the plot against him. That's what we believe. Because there's also the domination where they believe that he died for the sins of humanity. I don't know if you.
That would make God a very angry,
Yeah.
punish-oriented person. So that how could you
It's
make the
interesting
claim
that
that
you
his
have
son
same thoughts
that
as
he
we do.
loves,
Yeah.
he would punish or somehow turn into a sacrificial lamb? I think what Jesus in his sacrifice says, even though, like I said, I believe he died on the cross, was that I'm ending all of that. I'm putting an end to the fact that you think that you have to sacrifice to do that, that I'm eliminating the barriers between you and God, so there are no excuses for you to be able to have a godly love. Because I definitely have a unique Christian perspective, because I feel like I was saying, Jesus really didn't want it to be about him as much as about God, and that if all of us could have the same relationship, that we were willing to sacrifice all the things that we wanted for ourselves for God, the world would be a very different place.
Yes,
the kingdom of
definitely.
heaven would be revealed, and this nightmare we call life would be over. But in the meantime, we'll endeavor to do what we can for each other and for
Do
God.
our effort.
That's right. We
Do our
each have a
part,
part to play.
exactly.
That's right.
And this exhibition is an example of just us doing
I
our
love
part,
it. I think it's great.
And it brings us together too,
I agree.
because that face-to-face interaction is so powerful.
The devil comes to Jesus and he says, he tempts him after he's baptized. And he gives 3 challenges. I could make you the king of the world. And he says, no, I'm not interested. And then there's a line that says, the devil waited for a more opportune time. And it isn't until the end that he's ready to go to the cross. And that's when the devil says, oh, I think now's a great time. If you just serve me, everything could be over. And he just continues to say no. And I think life is full of, even for our young people, a lot of distractions that cause us to get lost. And I
especially
feel
these days.
the worst for the kids. I don't know how old any of you are, but as 42, I didn't have half the distractions the kid had. And I still got into a ton of trouble. So I feel terrible for the kids that they're really distracted.
Yeah, they're definitely losing that social aspect of life.
Well, thank God for all of you for giving them direction, because without it, it's very easy to get lost.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks a lot.
thanks so much for visiting.
Muhammad, my name, Muhammad and Matthew. Right?
Yes,
Yeah, I remember you.
thank you. Yes. Nice to meet you. Yes.
And we have different events keep coming up. Would you like to leave your contact info?